Open topic. Gang, gang, gang. We are definitely in the building. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, hit the bell icon when you know your boy uploads some new boxing talk, some new content. So, we have a possible fight that could be in the works on the Anthony Joshua, Joseph Parker undercard. And that fight would be against David Price versus Alexander Povetkin. Now, I want to talk about David Price for a little bit, man. They're calling him Amir Khan's father. He's the Amir Khan of the heavyweight division, and I'm going to speak on that and why. Now, up until 2013, the beginning of 2013, David Price had a lot of hype around him. Him being a UK fighter, residing out of Liverpool. David Price was doing awesome when he first started his career. He was winning a lot of his fights by knockout, and he even fought for the vacant English heavyweight title, as well as the vacant Commonwealth heavyweight title, which are all British Empire championships. And there was a lot of promise to David Price. He's 6'8", 260 pounds. He's just a very big specimen. He was a huge person, a huge figure in boxing. And everything was looking very bright for David Price up until his fight with Tony Thompson. Now, in the first fight with Tony Thompson, he was stopped in the second round, I believe. And then there was a rematch between him and Tony Thompson where he was stopped as well. Again, this time being in the fifth round. After those losses, David Price bounced back. He had a couple of stoppages. He had a unanimous decision as well. And then he fought Erkin Tieper, which he lost to by knockout. And this knockout was fucking devastating. It kind of reminded me of the knockout with Canelo and Amir Khan. I mean, David Price was in the ring stretched. There was no getting up. There was no nothing. Put a blanket over his body. Slide a pillow under his head. He's going to sleep. He went night. And since then, it's just been a bounce back. After that fight, he had two stoppages again, until he fought the well-known Christian Hammer. And in that fight, he was stopped again in the seventh round, and that was last year. And then, of course, he had his win just recently in December versus Kamil. Sorry if I pronounce his name wrong. I believe it's Sokowski. Salkolowski, I believe his name is. Sorry if I pronounce his name wrong. I might have fucked that all up, but I'm terrible with these names, man. You guys know this. They're hard to pronounce. Don't judge me. But nevertheless, David Price, man, it's been an uphill battle for him, and he's looking to rejuvenate his career. And there's a couple of things that worry me about David Price, and that problem is his stamina. Out of all the heavyweights in the world, I believe David Price has the worst stamina ever. David Price is a good boxer all of 3 rounds. Okay, the first 3 rounds, David Price is in the fight. After that, David Price is running on fumes. Okay, he's gassed out, and I'm not sure, what's going on with David Price's conditioning. I'm not sure if he has a heart problem or something, but I mean, after round 3 or 4, the fight is over. If you can manage to run around the ring for 3 or 4 rounds against David Price, you can probably knock him out. Okay, you can probably knock him out, and his chin is just haven't been proven whatsoever, man. He's been knocked out by these guys, and when he's knocked out, he's literally knocked the fuck out. He's knocked out. There is no recovering. There is no getting up, and it happens around the same time, the middle of the fight. David Price is just pretty much done, and it was crazy because he had so much hype, so much buildup around him prior to his losses to Tony Thompson, of course. Now we're going to speak on Alexander Povetkin for a little bit. Of course, Alexander Povetkin got a lot of criticism because of the traces of meldonium that was found in his system, building up to the Deontay Wilder fight. But nevertheless, you had to admit, Povetkin has a pretty decent resume. Not too bad of a resume. Alexander Povetkin being 33-1, 23 of those are by knockout. The only loss he ever had was against Vladimir Klitschko, and I want to say this was in 2013. So this wasn't the same Vladimir Klitschko that we seen against AJ. At this point in time, Klitschko was a lot better than what he is. So the fact that went all 12 rounds, he didn't lose by knockout. He lost by unanimous decision. So that speaks volumes for Alexander Povetkin. Since then, he's gone on to win against some decent names. Of course, he knocked out Carlos Takam. He also beat Christian Hammer, who stopped David Price in their fight. He beat him in a unanimous decision. He also beat Mike Perez. He knocked him out. And he also went against Rudenko in a unanimous decision as well. Both of those fights, the Christian Hammer fight and Rudenko fight, was for the vacant WBA Continental Heavyweight title, also the WBO International title. And let's also not forget that Alexander Povetkin is also the WBA mandatory for Anthony Joshua. A lot of people didn't know that, but yeah, that is a fact. He is the WBA mandatory challenger for Anthony Joshua. So Anthony Joshua has a lot of fights that's just, he has a lot of defending he has to do. He has a lot of work to put in. And it's going to be a crazy year for, the heavyweight contendency, man. Like, it's going to be so many crazy fights coming up. It's just, 2018 is going to be a beautiful year, so much better than what it was last year. Because last year last year started off good. There were some good fights, but then towards the end of the year, like, it just dried the fuck up. It didn't end with a bang at all. The only bang we got was the Lomachenko versus Guillermo Rigondeaux fight, and we all know how that ended. But nevertheless, how do you guys feel about a fight against David Price versus Alexander Povetkin? Me personally, I think Alexander Povetkin is going to knock David Price out. And then once he does, I think that is the end of David Price. UK fans, I know you're going to get mad at me. But let's just keep it real, man. David Price has not been looking too awesome. And I fuck with the UK. You guys know. You guys are some of them. You guys are a huge following for me. Majority of my base following comes from the UK, from the United Kingdom. So, I fuck with UK fighters, but nevertheless, we have to keep it 100 about David Price. He don't look too spectacular, bro, and I don't got him beating Alexander Povetkin either. And the match I wouldn't mind seeing is Povetkin versus AJ. That'd be a good fight that can happen. That can happen over there, overseas in the UK. I would love to see that. That'd be a huge fight over there. But nevertheless, down in the comment section below, I want you guys to comment. Let me know, how do you feel about the fights against David Price versus Povetkin? And this fight has not been finalized yet. So I don't want people going out there saying, oh, the fight is Open Topic said the fight was finalized and the fight is getting ready to happen. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's fucking bullshit. No. I'm not saying it's finalized. I'm saying it's in negotiations to be on that undercard. And hopefully that fight can be done soon. I don't think Povetkin really wants to fight David Price at this point in time. And I'm not saying like he's scared of David Price. I just don't think that's a fight that he wants, being that he's already the mandatory for Anthony Joshua. And a loss, in case David Price did upset him, which means that he'll lose that mandatory spot for that WBA challenge position. So I'm not sure, man. But of course, you guys know what it is, man. It's Open Topic, gang. I'm always bringing you guys that exclusive content. I keep y'all up to date up on the fights and everything else. And not only that, I swag it out for y'all. I swag it out for y'all. Y'all gotta fuck with Open Topics, man. This channel is the best thing that's popping out there. We ain't biased over here. We keep it real over here. And you gotta respect that. And also, salute to my subscribers. My channel is nothing without y'all. I tell y'all this all the times. My subscribers is family. It's gang. OTF. We in the building. Open Topics family. And we out. Hey.